Are students given too much homework? Homework, that is the word that lots of students dread, mainly because it means doing work at home, where you just want to forget about school, but then you realize you have homework. And homework goes ahead and reminds you about everything you have learned at school, which is useful for your midterm exams, or final exams for that matter. Are students given too much homework though? That is for some people to decide. Others say that they aren't given too much homework. In fact, they're given less than average homework, or even the same as the 1980s kids. Others say that students are given a little too much, mainly because they somehow find a lot of free time. So in the end, this debate will have to commence. Are students given too much homework? Alright, let's get this started with. First off, we have the pros team with their first point. Students don't have enough free time to play with anyone else, whether it is soccer or badminton or volleyball. And they go, instead of spending time with their families or going with their friends or even going ahead and say doing some kind of sport, they're going ahead and doing something else, mainly because of their homework. They're doing their homework so that they can compensate for all the things that are happening at their school. Now it's time for the first point of the cons team. Now the cons team goes ahead and tells us that homework teaches time management skills, which are very important in future job decisions. Once you learn those time management skills, time acquiring skills, and dealing with all those large amounts of homework, you'll be able to become ready as a student and eventually ready as an adult. This is a minor thing, a little minor taste of what's happening in the future when you become an adult. The second point of the pros team is that students are losing their sleeping time and becoming stressed mainly because they have too much homework to do, according to their parents and themselves. Because they have too much homework to do, they have to go ahead and compensate for some kind of time. They have to take out some of their time from, say, sleep, so that they can go ahead and compensate for everything that has been going on. Which is, of course, really what happened. Now, the second point of the cons team is that, well, they say the students still have enough free time to spend hours watching the television or the iPhone or the iPad instead of, say, going outside with physical stuff and touching some grass. They'd rather go ahead and watch something with screens on it because that is the most entertaining thing nowadays. And now for the third point of the pros team. Now, the third point of the pros team says that many students get more homework than the 10-minute rule that lots of experts went ahead and said. The 10-minute rule goes out like this. It's about how much homework a student should get according to their grade. First grade gets 10 minutes. Second grade gets 20 minutes. Third grade gets like 3 minutes. Fourth grade gets 4 minutes, and so on and so on. You get the pattern. And now it's time for the opposite, the second point of the cons team. Now they say that the amount of homework students are given hasn't changed since the last 30 years. For the last 30 years, nothing has literally changed between me and everyone else. And now it's for the final point of the fourth points. Now, here we go. Students who don't do their homework are usually the ones who don't get a big impact on their grades, especially in elementary school. Especially true in elementary school. If you still don't do your homework, there's not big of a deal or big of a mess, unlike other things as well too. So students should not be given too much homework. In fact, yes, they are given too much homework. On the other case, where the people go ahead and think that our students given too much homework, well then those people will probably go ahead and try to explain everything with the logic that high school students who have done their homework have better grades than their peers, mainly because they have practiced for whatever test or whatever unit they're working on. In the end though, students giving too much homework, that's your idea. Students will give too much homework if they are the teachers, but other than that, nothing else to be worrying about them. Does this answer the question though? Are all students too much? Are all students given too much homework? Because if they are, we'll have to take away something. In the end, though, that is it. That is all the points of the pros and cons of our students given too much homework. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope to see you guys soon. Until next time, Shahan out, peace. Bye bye.